the channel. I'm here from Hollywood Studios, and in this video we're going to show you what we can get done here tonight. Now I do have a couple of lightning lanes stacked for here late this afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock as I entered the park here. Pretty heavily crowded day because there's a Christmas party going on at the Magic Kingdom tonight, so a lot of people here in Hollywood Studios. But I do have some lightning lanes stacked at Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So we will use those, but then kind of the main objective is I want to kind of give you an idea of what you can do the last couple of hours that the park is open. And so we will show you that. We might even go to the late Fantasmic show. We'll just kind of see what happens. Sorry, the video is a little dark. It is really cloudy. We got some storms going to roll in tomorrow out of the Gulf of Mexico. And so it's a little dark out and very windy tonight. But I feel like I'm back in Oklahoma. But we will take you along and show you what we got going. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you will. Thanks for watching. And hit the notification bell. So come on, let's tour Hollywood Studios a little bit in the evening. Alright, so heading through here, Star Tours has a 15-minute posted wait. Probably a little shorter than that. So I think I'm going to jump on Star Tours. We'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, so I lied as I was coming in here. I thought it said 15 in the distance. It actually said 5 minutes, so only a 5-minute posted wait. So I have a little ride on Star Tours. C-3PO.
And enjoy the spectacular Fantasy in the Sky fireworks pageant.
Alright, so sitting here, I actually came back to find a bench by Lightning McQueen's, but going to head into Rock and Roller Coaster, have a lightning lane from that. Booked it quite a bit earlier in the day. I think maybe the first one I was available to book here. That was the second one. I booked Tower of Terror first, and then 2 hours later booked Rock and Roller Coaster, and I did move it back a little later in the day. I modified it to now, where I've got about 5 minutes, but was just going to kind of sit here and hang out until my time to go in, and then I think we're going to find some dinner. And then again, later on, we're going to kind of show you maybe what are some things you can realistically do here at Hollywood Studios late in the day. This is a crowded day here, and Hollywood Studios can be tough because it's got not near as many attractions as a place like Magic Kingdom, and the lines do get long, and a lot of times they stay long. So we'll kind of see what we can do here late this evening. Okay, the show was still going when I walked into the pre-show, so headed straight to the ride.
The show is all the way across town, but I got you a really fast car.
Alright, only took 10 minutes or so to get on Rock and Roller with a lightning lane. Now just kind of walking down through studios, Christmas lights. All look really cool here. I think I'm going to go grab a bite to eat at ABC Commissary. Definitely thick crowds. I think the first Fantasmic is going to start here in about 45 minutes, so people hanging around ready to get in and get seats for that. Okay, so we're here on Hollywood Boulevard, and they've got the snow falling here this evening with all the beautiful Christmas decorations. I know this is not a Christmas video, but definitely cool to walk down Hollywood Boulevard here with the snow falling.
Oh, hiya, folks. Want to take a ride on the train? Excuse me, you there. Do you mind helping these good people into the cartoon while I fix this here locomotive?
guess, but what are we doing with this giant hole in the screen?
Thanks. Be back in a jiffy to pick you all up.
Hooray, hooray, hooray! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
There they are! We'll be right back! We made it! Nothing can stop us now! Hurry! Hurry! We have to stop them before they go over the...
Okay, so updates. I'm going to keep you flipped around because it is kind of dark, except for the Christmas lights. But I probably put in a few video clips from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and you probably wondered how we got there. So funny story, and kind of a advanced Genie Plus user. Not tooting my own horn there, but I've just done it a bunch, and so kind of knowing how the system works, I was sitting at dinner and had some shrimp tacos at ABC Commissary, which, by the way, were delicious. Highly recommend those. The rice and beans were very average. I would rather had something different with as a side, but the shrimp tacos were really good. I highly recommend that. I'm heading back to use my Toy Story lightning lane, by the way. But so I was sitting at dinner and got a notification that my lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, that was about 20 minutes away, had been changed, had been modified. And so here's Little Mermaid. I wish they would open that back up. My wife and kids really like that one. But they had modified my Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which typically means the ride is down. And so I went and looked, and sure enough, the ride was down. So I had an Anytime Fast Pass that I can use on a number of attractions at Hollywood Studios that's now on my account. But I kind of kept watching it, and if that happens to you, keep watching that ride. So, for instance, I watched Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and about 10 minutes later, as I was finishing dinner, it opened back up, and it was a 20-minute posted wait. And so I jumped up. I was right there at ABC Commissary, went over there and jumped in line, and I got on in about 10 minutes. So very, very little wait. Walked pretty much straight to the pre-show. But if I hadn't been watching the app, I would have never known that. But if you get one of those Anytime Fast Passes, always check that ride, because if it comes back up, that may be a good time to jump in that line. Nobody's been in the line. There's no lightning lane people in the line to slow it down. And so that is a easy way to maybe do that. And now I've still got that Anytime Fast Pass, or lightning lane. I've got that Anytime lightning lane that I had gotten when that went down, that I can use on basically any ride in this park except for Rise of the Resistance and Slinky Dog. So I may do 2 rides on Toy Story. I may go use it on Millennium Falcon. We'll see. And it's almost 7 o'clock. So as you can see, I'm coming into Toy Story Land. So I'll go check things out, but then we will decide if we want to, what we want to do with that Anytime Fast Pass and what else we can do here. Again, I want to kind of show you what you can do late at night here at Hollywood Studios. And so, yeah, I would assume the first Fantasmic starts at 7:30. It's 6:57 right now, so I would expect to see wait times start to fall here as people pile into the amphitheater. Mickey and Minnie, as you can see, I said I waited 10 minutes. It's already back up to a 60-minute wait. Smuggler's Run is still 65. Rock and Roller Coaster is 60. Toy Story is 45. Tower of Terror 125. I don't even know if I'm going to use my Genie Plus there. That Genie Plus will take forever if the standby is 125. Swirling Saucers is 30 minutes. So we'll check in about maybe an hour or so at about 8 o'clock and see if those have changed any. as Fantasmic happens. But we're gonna head into Toy Story Land. So decided to go ahead and use my lightning lane at Toy Story just to and I can kind of see how the crowd is in there. It's posted 35, so I can kind of see how it looks when I get in here and see if I want to maybe use another one on it or use that anytime on Smuggler's Run or something like that. So here we are. All right, so it's 7:30. I'm headed towards Galaxy's Edge. Had a good ride on Toy Story. Didn't wait too long with my lightning lane. But again, it's 7:30. The first Fantasmic show has just started. And so I just checked wait times. The only one that's really dropped is Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. That's actually where I'm going to head and try to get on that. If I can get on at standby, I'll go use my Anytime Fast Pass I picked up. I keep saying Fast Pass, I'm sorry. My Anytime Lightning Lane for Toy Story again, since Toy Story is such a great re-ride. But I'm going to run back here to Millennium Falcon and see what it looks like. Again, Hollywood Studios is hard at night. Just all the attractions are so popular, and there's so much that have, you know, lines in that 45 to even up to 125 at Tower of Terror right now. So it's just kind of hard to do a good night here, but we're stacking lightning lanes and trying to make it happen. So gonna head over to Millennium Falcon.
Almost like we like each other or something, right? Even if you have to pretend to like each other. Trust me, we do it every day. It's not that hard. Then again, some of us are pretending harder than others, huh? Oh, never mind. Citizens of this outpost, hear me! Before we came to Batu, Blackspire Outpost was an unruly place. Hardly safe for good travelers such as yourselves. Since our arrival, we have restored control and peace. And that peace, that safety you love so much. The Resistance is threatening to destroy that. Now, we cannot allow this to happen. So while some of you may be here on a cute little holiday, we are here on business. The Resistance has been reduced to a small handful of stragglers with no hope of standing against us, and yet they wish to regroup, to continue to draw others when they know they have no cause. These stormtroopers are under my command and on my orders, searching this outpost to ensure that does not and will not take place. I expect everyone's compliance. Am I clear, citizens? I recall asking a question. Am I clear, citizens? Then you will cooperate and remember who is in charge here. Troopers, move out!
All right, well, good night here from Hollywood Studios. I'm going to have to explain what happened over the last hour. Maybe when I get out of the park here. Just one of those things that things don't always go to plan, and it's okay. But I'm going to head out of the park here and maybe get back to the hotel, and then we'll have story time for, I think, the second time today. So let's... we'll talk in a bit, but wanted to give you some views here of Hollywood Boulevard. Looks beautiful with the Christmas lights here as we leave for the night. All right, so I decided to walk over to the boardwalk area here after leaving Hollywood Studios. Thought a little ice cream sounded good, and I think I've earned it. So last we checked in, I had done Millennium Falcon. It was a 15-minute wait, and I only waited about 10. I was walking back up through Toy Story Land, and Slinky Dog had dropped to about 45 minutes. The line didn't look that bad. The line appeared to be moving. The lightning lane there was not hardly anybody in the lightning lane. And so I thought, I don't have a whole lot else to do. I'm testing some things out here for the video. Let's see if this 45 is really 45. Is it better? What can we find out late at night at Hollywood Studios? And if you think about the line in terms of distance, okay, so I knew how far I had to get to the merge point, and then on the ride, and it took me about 15 minutes is all to make it about 2/3 of the way through the line, distance-wise. And at that point, I could see it on the other side of the standby queue. The lightning lane queue was getting backed up, and it got backed up in a hurry, and the standby line went to a halt. Like I said, I covered about 2/3 of the distance of the queue in 15 minutes. It took me another 45 minutes to clear the last third of the queue. We basically stood for 45 minutes. It was pretty miserable. When I saw that happening, I probably would have left normally. I probably would have never gotten in that line with my family. But just being me, not having a whole lot else to do, I went ahead and got in the line. And it cost me about 65 minutes total to get on Slinky Dog. Again, probably never would have done that if my family was here. Wouldn't have gotten in it in the first place. Was just kind of doing that to test this out, and now we know, and now you know, it may be worth a try if the lightning lane is not backed up. But if you see that lightning lane getting backed up, it's going to get miserable in a hurry. So just something to keep in mind. I don't know, sometimes that happens to lightning lanes. Maybe if the ride had gone down earlier in the day. I never saw Slinky Dog down. I don't really know what would have caused the lightning lane to get that backed up, but it sure did. And so that's really the lesson here as you're touring the parks. Think about what that, and I'm sorry it's so dark, there's not a lot of lights on this part of the path here as I'm coming up on the boardwalk. But moral of the story there is it's not the length of the standby queue that matters on most rides. It's how much influence that ride is getting from the lightning lane queue. And if the lightning lane queue is full and backed up, they're obviously going to prioritize that. I gathered they were putting maybe 10 to 12 groups of people from the lightning lane through past the merge point for every one group from the standby line. So again, just something to keep in mind there. I took a risk. Again, it's not one I would have taken. If my family had been with me, we would have continued on using our lightning lanes. But I was like, hey, this would be great for the video and learning, and now I know, and now you guys know. It could be great. If that lightning lane had not backed up, I would have been on and off Slinky Dog in less than 30 minutes on a 45-minute posted time. But with the line backing up the way it did, it went from 45 to 65 because of what the lightning lane did. So just something to keep in mind. So, but still, it was a great night at Hollywood Studios. Did a lot with lightning lanes. I did leave a Tower of Terror one on the table, but it was still at park close 130 minutes. Which means the lightning lane would have been every bit of 30 to 40. So I decided to, obviously I got stuck in the Slinky Dog queue and got out right at 9 o'clock. But still a good night. You kind of saw what we were able to get done. But I will tell you, Hollywood Studios is really hard. Take my hat off, that may help. Hollywood Studios is hard. Just all of the attractions are popular ones. And it's hard on these, it's hard during the Christmas season when Magic Kingdom has got a party on 4 to 5 nights a week. Hollywood Studios, that's the park people flock to when Magic Kingdom has parties. And so that makes it hard. So I think doing what I did today, stacking those lightning lanes throughout the day and having those ready to go for that evening. In order of importance, Slinky Dog you want to get, but you really don't have a great shot at getting that unless you're doing it right at 7 a.m. Hollywood Studios would have to be your main park for the day to do that. You probably are never going to get Slinky Dog if you're a park hopper like I was today. But other than that, I would prioritize Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster 2 and 3. Those times are going to push out the quickest. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will probably be the next one that I would prioritize that. And I had all 3 of those ready to go tonight. I was able to do those today, so you can get all 3 of those. Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run would be the next one that I would get if you're stacking throughout the day. Again, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run would be the last one I would get, or of the main attractions, if you're stacking throughout the day. So again, I'd kind of prioritize them in that order. I did notice, and my plan was, when I got in the Slinky Dog line, I was hoping I could get out by 8:45 or so and run over, and I wanted to test out jumping in the Rise of the Resistance queue at Park Close and see how that worked out. Obviously didn't get to do that because of what happened to Slinky Dog, but I did notice Rise actually closed at 8:50, some sort of closure. It wasn't planned. Some sort of issue on the ride, I suppose, and so I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway since it closed like it did. But I did notice it was only a 35-minute wait there at Park, or 15 minutes before Park closed, when I was hoping I could get over there. But then it closed down as well. So, but that could be something. Maybe I'll get to try that out here on this trip. I'd like to know what Rise is like for sure at Park Close. So here we are at the boardwalk. I'm going to see what I get into. I don't know that I'll get back on here, but if not, thanks for watching. I hope you found out some things that work, and we found out one thing that maybe won't work at Hollywood Studios in the evening. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you being a part of our travel family. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. We'll see you next time.